Oh,
Thanks.
I get this one friggin' sunbeam that's right
no.
where it shouldn't be.
Do you want me to put something else up?
No. I'll just avoid it.
Here you go. Good morning, everybody.
Hey.
We're on YouTube and Facebook Live. Woohoo! We'll probably do this maybe one more week.
Yeah.
And then we'll transition to everybody going over to YouTube. But we'll always post a link on Facebook so that you can easily come over and join us.
I was actually supposed to link this time.
No, I haven't. I don't know how to do that yet.
Okay.
So here.
No.
Oh no.
I asked
Okay.
if you did, I didn't say.
Oh.
I wanted to do it.
All right. I guess I'll figure it out.
If you can't hear me for a while, it's because she's got the only microphone. Because it didn't charge for some reason.
Ah. I'm trying to find your YouTube.
Doesn't matter.
Well, it kind of does. We told people we'd do that. Okay.
There's somebody. And they say they can hear me just fine. Oh, that looks like a ham radio call sign. Ham for Hamby.
Probably.
Hamby radio.
That's not a shocker.
No, this is a shocker.
It's Sunday Fun Day. Sunday Fun Day. Boo-doo-doo.
Yeah, and it's amateur day on the water, so you're gonna see idiots zipping by, having no idea that this is a no-wake zone.
I think they think the jet skis it doesn't apply.
Literally, yeah, because nothing applies to people if they want it, as long as they want to do it bad enough. It literally went 15 feet from the sign saying it's a no-wake zone. Whatever. I'm not going to bitch about that. At least we're not in Wrightsville Beach. The place is a shit show. Much as we enjoy Wrightsville Beach. Somebody's on the other. Oh, Bill's on. And what is he saying? He got you on YouTube and Facebook, so he's double fisting us right there.
Oh, that's good. I'm assuming that when you go to YouTube, it just comes up like first under our videos, but I have a different view because it's my account.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah. Let's engage with the people who are engaged.
Yep. So we'll have to do a test and figure out how to do that though in the future, so that we can help people who might not be as technologically savvy as folks
right
are right now.
If they come on here, we can tell them to come on YouTube. It's no big deal. So we are in the middle of and recovering from colds. I got a sore throat right at the end of our live last week, and I've had a pretty bad cold since then.
Yep.
But, so my voice, despite having to use one microphone, it's also pretty gravelly too.
Yeah, there was one morning I really wanted you to do a little Barry White recording for everybody. Yeah. Or the guy that does the don't lock the door and turn the lights down low. I know, I liked it. But other people would have liked it too.
I don't think I have that. Maybe lock the door and turn the lights down low.
Oof. And
you have no control over it though.
No, oh God, that's the way it's going to. My voice is actually better today than it was yesterday.
Turn the lights back on, I stub my toe.
I thought that I'd be way worse today because I've been following his track. And yesterday I just felt like I had a grape stuck in my throat all day long and just so swollen. But today I'm actually a little better, so that's good.
It's like Trina Nicholson. I can read that far.
Good morning, Trina.
Says
Yay,
good
you
morning.
made the live. Woohoo! I was thinking about
Come
you.
over and see us on YouTube if you want. We're going to be transitioning over there just because it's funner. And that's where we go, is where the fun times are. Fun times are YouTube.
Yep.
Somebody's fishing over there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they're trolling. Just kind of putt-putting along. There were a lot of fish out last night. I came out on deck for a few minutes before I went to bed. And it was, oh man, back a couple weeks ago when we had the bioluminescence, you could shake a line or rope in the water and all of a sudden everything around it would illuminate and you could see all the fish swimming around our dinghy and munching on all the stuff.
That's so
It
cool.
was, I mean, all of a sudden you'd have the outline, but it would only last for a few seconds. But you'd have the outline of all these different sized fish and you're like, holy mackerel, that literally, that's like going on underneath us like all the time. Just dozens of fish just teeming all around us. That's pretty cool.
So it's a gorgeous friggin' day out. Absolutely gorgeous. Sunny. Mid to high 70s.
Not too hot.
Not too hot. But yeah, it's absolutely perfect.
And it's been going down into the 50s at night this last week, which is a little chilly, but it's
barely though.
But yeah, it's been like nice for sleeping. It still stays like around 65 and over in the cabin because we shut up the cabin when the temperature starts dropping around sunset, and then that kind of holds the heat in, and so it never gets that cold inside the way it is right now. But it's enough so you can pull a blanket up over you and feel all cozy when you're sleeping. So it's just this weather right here is why we wanted to be on the boat, honestly. And there's a little rain coming in tomorrow, but then after that I think it's going to be pretty much like this for the next week.
That's funny. Oh, Valerie's on.
Hey Val, good morning.
Amby say you got us on both also.
Is there a time delay, Mike? Like, do you hear like a you know, thing going on?
Which one are we sexier on? We sexier on YouTube?
I don't think well, maybe you're sexy. I'm feeling rather like I have a cold. I'm not sexy. His hair though, oh my God, Christ. Can we talk about his hair? Jeez, all of a sudden.
Yesterday, it's like I'm sick as a friggin' dog. And she's sitting there taking pictures of me. It's like, I love your hair. I'm like, oh my God. I appreciate that you appreciate me. But.
And I'm like, don't worry, I'm not going to post it. I was taking pictures to show him. All of a sudden, he's got. How
awesome I am.
Well, so you know, you don't always see.
Have you met me? I've got enough of an ego. I don't need
that. So when you're with a person like nonstop, like every day, you don't always see the changes until it's been a little while. And all of a sudden, yesterday, I noticed he's got this perfect little sprig right here, like Steven Tyler from Aerosmith when his started, where it's just this little sunburst of gray, like right here. Goodness. It's just like it's perfect. And he was to this. He was to the side yesterday, and he was like this, and he had these like waves of like butterscotch blonde going through his hair, and I'm like, do you know how many people pay like tons of money to get their hair to look at that, to do those things so that their hair does it? It's like, oh, disgusting. You're disgusting. You're so handsome. You disgust me.
Anyways. Oompa hair curl on front.
I'm glad that the so you know the boat swings with the currents and the wind, and so we're facing different directions depending on what day it is. And the last few lives, the sun's just been beating on my back, and I always have these, little scarfy things and hats and stuff. And today, blissfully, all the sun's in front of us. So we've got like a little sunshade up over there and protecting the cameras so they don't get too hot. And I'm blissfully in the shade. It's fantastic. I love it.
Mike says the YouTube video quality is amazing.
Good.
That's good to know. When I get the new camera, it's probably going to be even more amazing.
You're probably going to be able to see all my pores. If they can't already. Oh, they probably can't because our cameras aren't that good.
Be able to see my awesome hair, I guess.
Yes, they'll see your awesome hair. Be able to see the thing I got frozen off my face.
Oh, yeah. So that's the thing you did this week.
It's probably from a distance, you probably can't see it that well, but it's right there. I have a tinted SPF 50 moisturizer that I use every morning. So I've got that on it. So that hit it just a little bit. But yeah, it's still just a little tender and it's getting crusty. But I had like 5 spots burned off of this forearm. You can probably see those. I'll bet those are kind of more prominent looking. And one large one on my face. None of them were cancerous. But she said the one on my face could be precancerous without doing a biopsy for sure. She wasn't sure, but she said basically it's concerning enough that I'd like to freeze it off. So she did. And then she took care of the ones on my arm. The ones on my arm, it just felt like something cold. It's liquid nitrogen they use. The one on my face, if you've never had it done before, that one stung like heck, and it hurt quite a bit the day or two afterward. Just a sensitive spot, but it's no big deal. Now it doesn't hurt at all.
I gotta go, too.
And and she said, you did exactly what you were supposed to. You noticed something that didn't seem quite right, came in and had an appointment, and because of it, it's no big deal. I don't technically have skin cancer. They just got rid of anything that could have developed into that in the next year. So, and $50 copay with our insurance, and I don't have to worry about it for another year.
Yep.
And I have friends that have cruised for just a year or two and had skin cancer spots, like real for real skin cancer. I have one friend who I only know her through online, but I've been talking to her off and on for like 7 years. And she had lip cancer after cruising, and that's so scary. It's just, don't mess around with that stuff.
Yep.
I think I'm working on wood this week. What did we do this week in between? We actually did do some things, even though we were sick.
I rebedded the hatch.
That's right.
Out front.
I helped.
There's a couple other small things I did, I think. But,
yep. I did
haven't really been feeling all that well to do much.
I cleaned the cockpit. When I say clean the cockpit, I mean not just organizing the stuff, but like deep scouring everything, and it looks so much better.
That's because Jean came.
That's true.
Whenever we have guests, the house gets cleaned.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, but I did the lower part this week, though. I did the upper part before Jean came. Yeah. I didn't have time to do all of it before he came over. But it's so nice to have the decks a little bit cleaner. And you think, it rains and it must get washed off all the time. But between us walking on it all the time, we sit out here and eat. We've got a cat. There's always like a looking little tumbleweed of Pickle's hair somewhere.
It looks it looks clean, which is nicer, but it looks pretty bad because we need to paint it. We prepped it to paint and we never painted it.
Yep.
And like the reason why we never painted it is because in the summertime there's no painting down here with that paint. It's too it's either gonna rain or it's too humid.
Yeah.
So it's like you might have like 3 days during the summer where you can go ahead and do that. It's like, and if you're not prepped to do it immediately, it's like, oh shit. So we need to do it before summer hits.
Oh.
Like this last week would have been perfect to do it.
Yeah, let's take a look at the weather. The next week might not be bad either. After Tuesday.
And honestly, at this point, I'm not gonna be that picky. Let's slap a freaking coat of paint on it, and then we'll do the non-skid
Another time
in a couple weeks after that. But we don't have to do it all at once.
That's right, because we're just painting the smooth parts.
Just painting the smooth parts right now, and then we're gonna do the non-skid after. And we've got the beads to do it all. It's just that we have to do those one at a time.
Oh yeah, it would be a
huge mess.
Yeah, that would be a nightmare. You want the stuff that you used on the smooth parts to be really, really cured before you do the other. So we probably want to wait like a week between or something. Well, that won't be so bad then, because we can. You have to think about, like, when you're doing these projects, you also need to get in and out of the boat. So you have to, like, we'll probably have to do one side and then do the other side and step over. You know, like, there's little things we're gonna have to do to.
Yeah, it's gonna be like don't be on. You know, it's just like each section.
Yeah.
The biggest one being the one we're sitting on right now goes all the way around, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do a section or two at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool though. The beads that you got, are those silicone?
I think so. Some derivative.
I can't remember the brand of the one that you got.
I don't remember the name of it, but you basically you put down a layer of wet paint, and then you sprinkle the beads over it, and you can just pour the whole bag on if you want, because only the beads that need to stick are going to stick, because it'll oversaturate. And then after that dries, you brush off the beads that aren't going to stick, and then you put another layer or two on top of that. However,
of paint.
A paint, another layer or two of paint on top of it, and it creates, all those little beads create a rough. I don't want to say rough, but a textured surface for you.
So it's no slip. And what we have now is from the original manufacturing, and it's more like an imprint. It looks like, or it came out of the mold that way, maybe. Where it's got a textured pattern on it, but it's worn down so much that it's just kind of nasty looking. And I'm interested to see how that works with the beads and like when we need to clean stuff. Because like this stuff, because it is part of the molded, or at least I think it is, I can scour the heck out of it and I'm not going to hurt it. If one of us is out here and, you spill something goopy, and you have to clean it up, I wonder what that stuff is going to be like to clean. Probably not that bad, because you'll have the layers of paint over it.
Yeah, it's just the texture. Yeah. Scrub it up from the texture. I don't think they're glass. Because they have give to them.
I want to say they're silicone. I don't know why that's in my head. But.
They're not like super soft, but they do have a sponginess to them. And that's the only ones that I found that appeal to me. Although I'm not sure, both appealed to me, and I didn't like the idea because it's like, if there is a give to them, how much paint does that give have once it hardens? Is it, because then you'll have fatigue, stress on it. Doing, kind of like when you take a paper clip and you keep bending it. Yeah.
I'm interested to see. I believe you picked that brand after you saw at least one YouTube channel that we follow using that one. Plus, we had talked to a couple people that used it and really liked it, and they said it was really comfortable for walking in bare feet. Yeah. Like you had some of the products that you can buy for no skid. Will just eat your feet up. It's like being on really hard sand that's grinding on your feet all the time. And I think that's one of the reasons we like the idea of the silicone, because it wouldn't be so hard.
Silicone.
Oh, okay.
It's not. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not that soft. Anyways, I'll find out. I'll go put my hands on them next time, and you'll know exactly what they are. I'll bring the bag right up.
I think we might have put it in the paint bin.
Yep, I touched them the other day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I had everything.
Yes, we have a paint bin.
Jesus Christ, I had to What was I working on? It was something completely unrelated. Oh, I was sanding the wood up front. I had to make a repair when I took the hatch off. I think they fucking used 5,200 on part of it. It's punch people, but you know, pried everything up as much as I could. And while I'm pulling it up, it just lifted up part of the wood, just came right up with it. I'm like, oh, great. So I had to make a repair in the wood. And when I did, then I needed to sand everything down. And I wanted to go find my sander. And I literally had every hole in the boat cleaned out. Found it in the last possible place I looked. But then I found a bunch of other stuff I needed for a different project. So that was good. Cool story.
Yeah. Craters. Mike says you don't want craters.
No, craters wouldn't be good. So,
And he says, don't mix it in the paint, sprinkle it on. Yeah, that's what the directions say to do.
Well, no, they say you can mix it in the paint if you want, but I've seen people do that on YouTube and they're like, don't do this.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, he's 100% on that one. Yeah, it's a mess.
There you go.
Okay.
Or well, it's your phone, so I didn't want to hog it. Like, which glasses do I have? So I noticed that you buried the lead of the most important thing that happened.
We did some really cool shit. Despite, I mean, we weren't sick all. I mean, I had like a sore throat for like 2 or 3 days. But it wasn't even like a sore throat all day. It was just like I just sore throat
in the morning.
Went away. Yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe I just strained my voice or something. So we actually did a couple things.
Yeah, it was more like we'd do things for a few hours and then come home and nap.
On Monday or Tuesday, I forgot which one it was. I had gone in and bought a guitar at Guitar Center.
Like a month ago.
They buy and sell used equipment, if you didn't know that. And the fucking sunbeam is killing me. So they buy and sell used equipment, and we'd walked in there for something else, and a version of the guitar I already use was sitting there, and I'm like, oh man, I'd love to have another one of those, because you know, when we do our gigs up in Maine, I'd love to have the same exact guitar as I do when I'm down here.
It's the same model, just a different finish.
Mahogany instead of mahogany instead of cedar. Oh, disaster struck. Well,
where was that clip?
Right here. Just try and get it. I'll get it.
Yeah, you're gonna get that.
All right.
Well, maybe if I stand up.
Well, you got to see what's going on here. You got over there, it's come across, so you're gonna need to spread that over.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah.
Why don't you get up there? Put that down.
Okay.
Go up there. Put that across, and I'll fix this.
All right.
All right. Momentary delay. You probably can't hear me. She's taking the microphone.
Okay. Right. I have slippery socks on. This is hard.
All right. Push your ass. Common voting disasters.
This is probably because I've got the pressure of this on there, but
that's because of the wind picked up.
Oh.
All right.
Take these off so they don't fall.
We did it. I need you back down here so they can hear me.
I'm coming. I'm just trying to do it without falling and taking the camera with me.
Camera on. Pretty funny.
It's not the easiest thing to do. Plus, there's nothing to grab onto now. All right, this is gonna be awkward. Here we go.
Yep, there we are.
We have too many sunshades and cameras set up. It's hard to get around normally. All right, there we go.
All right, so this little guitar was there, and it's the same as the ones I have here, and I wanted to, I want to take one up to Maine, and I'm like, oh, that's frivolous, and we laughed, and then we were back on the boat, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm like, that guitar was $150, and it came with a case. I'm like, I was kind of stupid not to buy that, and she's like, yeah. And she,
I didn't say you were stupid.
and she,
I just said you should get it.
I know, but I can't remember the exact words, but you called up and said, hey, you still got a little guitar back there? And they're like, yeah. And, you know, she's like, hold on to it. We're going to come buy it. And they did. They put it on hold. We went in and we bought it, but we couldn't pick it up until like a couple of weeks later because they do a background check to make sure it's not stolen. So apparently you have to wait like 45 days for the background check. So we went in and picked it up, and here she is. And I was like, you know, mahogany, it's dark wood, it's not gonna be as pretty as Gidget, but she's gonna be, you know,
and he was
functional.
like, I'll send this one up to Maine because it won't be as pretty.
This guitar is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love everything about it, except for I want to put
new strings,
higher tension strings on it. But I am so out of tune. I am so happy about how this
right when I took a drink.
This purchase went about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Of course, I called her out in the sun, so she's gonna go wicked sharp.
Yeah, we were sitting there, and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna wish I got that guitar." I'm like, "Let's call and get it." And he's like, "No, I'm sure it's gone by now." And I'm like, "I'm gonna go."
It smells new. You can
Let's
smell
go.
You can smell the mahogany. You can smell the wood.
Oh my God, you can.
It's like. It's just a gorgeous guitar. I mean, you can see it, like, if I put it in the sunlight.
So Bill's a good one to ask. So
you can see that. Look at that, like the striping on it. It's just, and the inlays. And I bought a strap that like really brought that out. So yeah, super stoked about this guitar.
So Bill's a good one to ask about this. Galen was like, "No, I have to use the light colored one because we're doing trop rock, and that's just more appropriate and more islandy." I don't necessarily think that's true. You totally did.
Never said that.
Yeah, you did.
Use the light colored ones.
Well, you said you thought the other one was more appropriate for us doing trop rock. It looked more like it was appropriate for that.
Oh yeah, you might have been confusing that than the other part of the story that I'm about to tell.
Nope, I was not.
Oh, okay.
But yep.
I say things, so maybe I said that. Anyways, Christina's on, so hello, Christina.
Good morning.
She says, "Hey,
hey,
yeah, I was about,
hey,
yeah, I can't sing. We've got colds in case you're just joining us.
Managed to squeak a note out though.
Meow meow guitar. Yes.
So you're leaning toward sending the other one up to Maine? Is that what I'm hearing?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't have to make that decision until the next time we fly up to Maine.
I'd say you put new strings on this, and that'll help you make the decision even more.
I love my other guitar too, though. It's gorgeous.
They're both great. The price was just very, very
that's stupid.
Ridiculous price.
Yeah, it was like you can't not buy that.
Yep.
What kind of song could you write on a stolen guitar? That sounds like it would be a dad joke. What kind of song could you write on a stolen guitar? What would be a dad joke about that?
Why does it have to be a dad joke?
Because it'd be like, it's a outlaw country or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Make your own punchline. Put them in the comments. See.
Don't give Mike that leeway.
Oh yeah, except for Mike.
Don't encourage him.
Yeah. Norwegian Wood. Norwegian Wood's one of my favorite songs because it is, for me, my interpretation of it is so dark and like sinister. And for me, it's a song about a guy who goes to this lady's house with some expectations, doesn't get those expectations fulfilled, so he burns down her house.
That is pretty dark.
That's my, not that I condone that. I think that would be awful because, you know, shut up. You shouldn't have had those expectations. But that's what, to me, that's what I think the song is about. And I don't think anybody else thinks that, because I say that to people and they're like, you know, they look at me and like, oh, okay.
Unless we know you. And then we're like,
we're done talking now.
Yeah, that's where Galen would go. So you used to do an amazing solo version of Norwegian Wood on the bass. That was amazing. You did? Were you playing your Ovation when you did that? I can picture you like playing bass doing that. I guess not.
I think you were looking at Victor Wooten's things and imagining me do it.
Oh, maybe. Didn't you? You've never played Norwegian Wood?
When I had the 12 string, I think I dicked around.
Maybe that was
it. Was like one of the riffs. You know how you just start dicking around with things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember doing. Oh, maybe I did though. My memory's not great.
Really?
Could have been me. I think it was Victor Wooten though.
God, I'd love to see Victor play again.
Yeah, Victor's great.
If you don't know who Victor Wooten is, he's an amazing bass player. Played on a lot of famous people's projects, but he's the bass player for Bela Fleck and the Flecktones, and definitely one of Galen's big inspirations. And I managed to coordinate him meeting him as a present to Galen at one point. They were playing a little opera house in Maine, and I was still working in radio at the time, and I arranged to do an interview backstage with Victor, even though I worked at a country station and had no business going back there to do an interview, but they don't know that. So they're like, yeah, we'll set up time so you can sit down with Victor, and I brought him with me. It was very fun.
Valerie's like, that's dark. I tell people that, and they're like, oh, we're not friends anymore. Right.
Some of us love you more for it. You're never boring.
Yeah. So, when I went in to get this guitar, I had been thinking about another guitar, and she was like, well, you remember when I was up in Maine, I went into Randy's store there, and I played that Gratch, and that really never left my head.
It was that clip of him playing the blue electric guitar, hollow body, doing the little wah 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 kind of sounds.
And I was like, geez, if I could find one of those really cheap, and actually the one in Randy's store is really cheap comparatively, but for a new guitar, but it's in Maine, and they make I forgot, he had the 50 he had the bigger version, and they make a smaller, the 5655 TG. It's like a smaller semi-hollow. I was like, oh, I'm going to get one of those. That's going to be great. And I found a used one in Guitar Center. So you can go into Guitar Center. This is sponsored by Guitar Center. I wish. You can go into Guitar Center and be like, you can find like on their website something like in Alabama, and you can have it. You can buy it used, and they'll ship it to the store, and you can go pick it up at the store. So when I went in to get this, I'm like, I think I might go buy that Gretsch. And they're like, oh, okay. We went in, and there was one sitting brand new up on the thing, and it wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't the hollow body. So I was like, oh, okay. Went up, and they're like, well, I'll try it out. So they gave me a cord, and I tried it out. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. And went by it a couple more times, and I mean, it's gorgeous.
You're having trouble tuning it, but Guitar Center blasts music the whole time you're in there, and it makes it really hard to try instruments. But I noticed that they had it off at certain points, so I think they'll turn it off if somebody asks. But that first time you tried it, it was like a pain in the butt to try to get it tuned up.
It wouldn't have mattered. The intonation was so bad on that thing. There's the worst setup of any guitar out of the box I've ever seen. So I was just going on like tone alone. Okay. Feels really nice. Kind of natural to play. I'm like, well, that's good. Like maybe the one I'm gonna buy is gonna be this good. I was like, okay. And so I go up to the counter. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna like this is used guitar I want to buy and have it shipped here. He's like, oh, good. What is it? I'm like, I told him Gretsch 56, 55. He's like, oh, that's a good guitar. I was like, yeah, I'm kind of torn between that one and the one up on the wall. And he's like, well, which one? He goes, come on, and he took me over. And my voice is giving out, but he took me over and he handed it to me. Like he handed it to me. And as soon as my hand touched again, I'm like, yeah, shit. I was like, I'm fucking leaving with this guitar,
Now you need to know that this is after we had an access to a car that day, and we went into Guitar Center. We picked up the acoustic, so we already had one guitar in the car. We sat in the car for about 45 minutes with him looking at the used Gretsch and other specs on the newer ones and comparing everything. After about 45 minutes, he said, well, at some point we gotta go do something. And I said, I tell you what, Total Wine is in the same complex as Guitar Center. I'm like, let's go over. We were going to pick up some beer before we came back to the boat anyway. Let's go over and get some stuff, and then we'll see how you feel at that point. He's like, okay. So we go over and we do our shopping, and we come back, and at some point he said, well, there was some question you had about this guitar and the warranty. And so he's like, well, I need to go back inside anyway because I forgot to ask that about the warranty. So I said, all right, let's go back in. I knew at that point there was another guitar going home with us that day.
Yeah.
It was so obvious, but I'm like, let's get on with it. So he goes in and he asks about the warranty and everything. And then he starts asking about, the Gretsch. And geez, that guy's burying it. Oh my gosh.
Waited till these past us.
Yeah, he did. That was nice. Appreciate that. Burned so much fuel. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, so at the point where we went back into the store, I knew there was about a 97% chance we were leaving there with two guitars.
Yeah, he handed me that one. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be buying this one, and I did, and it's so sexy. It's like this white champagne shimmery thing with gold hardware all over it.
It is very sexy.
And I bought the most ridiculous strap I could find, which is crushed red velvet. And it sounds like a fucking Gretsch. It sounds incredible. So I'm going to do when I'm feeling a little better, I'm going to do a I'll do another YouTube this week,
Mhm.
and haul that out and like just maybe like go up on the bow and just fucking go. Fun. I'm like, yeah, she's absolutely gorgeous. But I'm also just as stoked about this guitar, which is more appropriate for what I do.
Oh, there's a puss. Hi, buddy.
Puss.
Hey, bud.
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know how that Gretsch is gonna fit in. I mean, that was a me purchase, definitely. I don't know how that's gonna fit in, if it's going to at all with what we do. I can see some things happening with it though.
Well, if nothing
Definitely in
else,
recording.
yeah, if nothing else, you'll use it in recording, and not every single thing that we own has to be in our primary show.
Yeah, true.
You know. Oh. Hi, buddy.
Bill says the mahogany one is great for trop rock.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, and Wendy's on.
Which Wendy?
Wendy Masali.
Masali. Hi, Wendy.
We're on YouTube too. If you want to come check us out, much better video quality, much better sound quality. There's Brian and Diana there too. So hello.
Oh, hey,
everybody.
Everybody must be in Marco Island.
Yeah, they're Marco. You know,
nice.
It's not that far. Come see us.
I think you guys are only like a 2.5-ish hour drive from us. We would take you out sailing. I'm just saying.
We're not getting any closer to you. We're gonna be heading south here pretty soon.
Yep. If there's any left, yeah. Thank you. That's a weird gust of wind that came out of nowhere.
Oh shit. Are we gonna get something?
I don't think so. I think we just turned and for a second and all of a sudden everything was flapping.
We didn't turn the wind turn.
Well, you know what I mean. But it's almost completely clear skies, so I don't think so. If we are, it's not happening soon. That's for sure. It is nothing but blue sky up there. Blue skies. I can't sing today. No singing for us.
Oh, for those of you on that media platform, we are on Blue Sky, if you want to check that out.
Yes, under Sail Bums. So if you're joining us late, Gail and I are both in the process of conquering colds. I'm feeling quite a bit better today, knocking on wood. Galen's seems to be feeling better, but his voice is all screwy. So there's been a lot of stuff going on around here. There's a marina that we pay for privileges nearby for showers and laundry and stuff, even though we're anchored out in the middle of Kitchen Cove in Port St. Lucie, Florida. But it went right through the marina. Like everybody got this nasty cold. And I thought we had avoided it, but then all of a sudden we had it.
No.
I think we're on the upward swing, though.
I don't know if we caught it from our friends who had the cold, but we waited like quite a few days before we hung out with them.
Yeah, we did. But, you can't. I mean, we're showering in the same bathroom. So people that are sick.
There was a time when everybody was sick over there.
Yeah.
It's like you hear people like you go into the bathroom and be somebody like puking in there. It's like, oh,
I didn't have that experience. I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so everybody's sick over here, so let's not spend too much time.
And then Friday, I had my appointment to have the dermatology appointment, and I also had to get some labs done. So we were in facilities where, with sick people, and that's always a little bit of a risk. And it's just that time of year. It's that time of year where I didn't expect it in Florida, though. Normally you see that in Maine all the time, because this is the point where everyone's been indoors and not in fresh air and without sunshine for just long enough that everybody's immune system is tanking. And February or so, everybody in the school is sick. It's just that point.
Yeah.
I don't expect that here in Florida. So, Wendy, are you staying over in Marco Island for a little while? Is this like you're there for the week or something like that? We really do need to get together. She's been in Florida. We've been in Florida.
Yeah, I think her and the pups are there.
Nice. And I think after we are sure we're feeling better, we're going to go down to Jensen Beach and go down to Peck Lake.
Yeah,
and
finally.
do a little bit of just go into nice little places where you can go swimming and the water is cleaner, and do some sailing and do some swimming. And we're way upriver where we are, and it's not nice in the water. It's murky, brown, icky. So I'm looking forward to doing that, and then we'll wind up back up here. We've got some plans. We're going to see Mac McAnally and the Coral Reefer Band March 14th, I think it is, with some friends of ours here at the marina nearby. And
we could just head down to Hollywood.
We could, and they could pick us up at the docks. So I mean, we don't have to stay here, but
we need to replace our prop too.
We've still got you need to see a dermatologist. We've still got a couple of other doctor's appointments we need to make happen.
Yeah.
And this is the place to do it because we have friends and family with transportation. Our insurance company gets confused enough. It's like, so you're not in Maine right now?
No. I think I've had one claim in Maine that it had some labs done up there.
Yep, that's right. We went to one of those MedNow rapid lab things.
It wasn't rapid. Holy shit.
It's supposed to be.
The healthcare system in Maine is just such a shit show.
I feel so
compared
bad.
Compared to down here. It's just... And I don't know if it's because I'm in with Cleveland Clinic and Cleveland Clinic just has their shit together, or if it's just in general, just all better. But man, the Northern Light is just a huge mess, and they own everything. They bought everything. They don't know how to run any of it.
I'm not sure what's happened. I used to work for the organization, and I hear nothing but negatives now from everybody up there that, you're waiting 4 months to get, I mean, we're talking someone with stage 4 cancer waiting 4 months to get in with an oncologist. That is just ridiculous. And they can't seem to keep doctors. Like the doctors, everyone I've talked to, not just our family, but it's when like they get in with a doctor, a month later they're gone. It's just, and so the doctors are not sticking around. Everyone's so unhappy. Ooh, that's big. Oh no, that's the black. I don't understand why anybody buys a black boat in Florida. It'd be so freaking hot. Oh my god.
Oh, it's just got black. Well, it's got a black awning, I guess. Bimini.
We've seen other ones though, where like everything is black, and it's like you can't even touch it.
Actually, the friend of ours at the marina, a guy we know, is doing black canvas on his boat because they say that it lasts longer than the UV.
Yep, I've heard that.
It's not that I don't believe him. It just makes I don't understand the science behind it, because technically it would absorb more light. I don't know.
I don't know either. They make the red a lot better than they did before. Up until honestly just 5 to 7 years ago, if you bought red canvas, red sunbrella,
turn into that.
Yeah, it'll fade out. Like this used to be a red floaty, now it's a pink floaty.
Well, that's why you see all those people with the salmon colored shorts. It's like they're trying to mimic somebody who's actually been out in the sun. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like look what a seasoned sailor I am.
My shorts are
like,
completely
number one,
faded.
You've never been on a boat. Number two, it's like you bought those and they're pink.
Salmon, they're salmon.
And it's fine that they're pink, but don't sit there and be all weird about it.
And a lot of people choose the lighter colors, like light taupe and yellow and things like that, because they think it won't be as hot, and it won't deteriorate as quickly. But they've actually done tests on it, and those lighter colors, the canvas wears out faster.
I don't think it matters about it being hot, because it's up there in the wind. The wind's going to go by and take away a lot of that heat energy.
It's active out here today.
Yeah,
we're distracted.
I got to get going here pretty soon, because my voice is not working.
Does it hurt, or is it just not?
It's strained. It's not hurt. It doesn't
Yeah.
hurt.
But we don't want to. With what we do, we don't have any upcoming immediate gigs.
No,
we purposely took some time off.
We've got a shitload of recording we need to get done though.
Yep. And that was part of what we were using this time for.
And this has all kind of interrupted that. All that and buying friggin' guitars.
Yeah, he might be a little distracted by the 2 guitars. So we have to do, so you're going to do a YouTube video with the Gretsch. Maybe I'll dig out the bass. We can do some stuff together. We'll do a live YouTube. That'd be a lot of fun.
I also might dig out that trio pedal.
Oh, that'd be cool to show people.
And show people at the same time, show the people the trio pedal.
Yeah.
So
that's a great idea.
Have a full band. I could turn down the mute the bass and you can just jump in on bass on that, and we'd have a drummer. Be like Rush. We do some Rush.
It would be just like Rush.
Yeah. On a Gretsch and a ukulele bass.
So we're pretty committed to buying a camera here in the next week or 2, and we'll, again, the plan is to do this dual thing on Facebook and YouTube for maybe 1 or 2 more weeks. We'll feel it out, and then we're going to transition to just doing the YouTube. One of the things we need to figure out, though, is I want to be able to tell people on Facebook what the link is to go to our live, and I haven't quite figured that part out yet.
We always get up Sunday morning, we're like, oh shit, we need to get things done. It's like we never planned anything out, and they're like, hey, we haven't bought a camera yet. Oh god,
it's part of our charm, right?
Assholes. We will buy a camera this week. As far as what we're gonna get, I am on the fence between the GoPro and the GoPro 12 Hero Black and the DJI Osmo.
That began with an A, right?
Fucking, I think it was Atomic.
Where's Dean, our fact checker?
He's right here. What were we talking about?
Dean, what's that other camera we're looking at?
So I guess I'm gonna get the GoPro because I can't remember what the other fucking.
I think you're leaning toward the other one too. I can't think of the name of it right now either. Awesome camera.
Yeah. The Atomic 4.
There we go.
That's an engine. That's a gasoline sailboat engine. They used to put in like Pearsons and stuff. Slackers. Yeah, yeah.
It's accurate.
That could be a good song. Slackers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Slackers.
So what rhymes with slackers? Hackers.
Yeah, just thinking.
Hackers, backers.
Not that it has to rhyme
crackers.
with anything. I mean, you can work your way around that, but slackers. Yeah, there's no good rhyme.
I just put 2.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how are you going to fit in hackers? Why are you going to?
I don't know. I haven't read the song yet.
Slackers. Osmo, thank you.
Osmo
Action 4. So, just it's confusing because it's branded like 100 different ways. Because it's also DJI. They make the I can't think today. Mavic Pro drones, like the industry lead for consumer drone, pro consumer drone camera technology. So they're like big in the drone community. We're not getting. I got a drone. I still haven't flown it.
Yeah, don't. I watched a video earlier this week of a guy that tried to do it off his sailboat for the first time.
Oh, that was hilarious.
And it went right into the water. It's like, oh man.
He went and bought one of those like handled ones, the handle, and it's like, and I think it was supposed to release from the handle. I don't think it actually flies. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. I don't imagine it would like take all of that extra weight up in the air with it.
No, I think it's supposed to lift off of the handle. Like he holds it up and it.
But anyways, he let go of it and the drone just went in the water. And he's sitting there with a control, like looking if it's gonna like fucking fly up out of the water. I don't know what the hell he was thinking. Complete denial.
Maybe he thought it would like prop its way over to him so he could pull it out with a net or something.
They were underway too, which is a hilarious thing.
Yeah, don't do that. Do that on land. To go in a parking lot the first couple times. Just in case.
Crackers.
I said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Okay. Crackers, hackers, backers. That's all I got.
Yeah. Doesn't really lead itself into a story, does it?
Not really. Oh, whackers.
That's Mike just said that.
Oh, he did too. Now my brain's going in rhyme mode. All right. Anything else you wanted to talk about before we go?
No, I think that's it.
We're hoping that hatch job, that hatchers, we're hoping that replaced or rebedded hatch. We didn't replace the hatch. We used the old one, but we cleaned all the goop and 5200 and whatever else was under there. Seemed to be a combination of stuff.
Oh yeah, and I used it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, and we rebed it, and it's the hatch that's just off to the side, but essentially over the V berth. So every time it rained, we were getting incursion in there down the wall, and it would like seep down through the seams to the next room, and it was a major issue. So I'm really glad that we got that taken care of, and I'm hoping that means the next time it rains, we won't have any leak there.
We used a new bedding compound. It's the after our disastrous attempt at using 4000 3M 4000. Our attempt was fine. We did it great. It's like, but after 4 years, it turned back into sticky goo.
It literally went back to like as it came out of the tube.
It's supposed to be and the reason why I use 4000 instead of 4200 is it's supposed to be UV resistant. It is the exact opposite of UV resistant. So that was a huge mess. And I'd seen a test where they'd used the was it Loctite? Mm-hmm. Loctite product. It's Marine 4L or something like that. But
I get it right here.
So I use here it is. PL. Loctite Marine Fast Cure PL.
Marine Fast Cure. There you go.
And we'll see how that works. Of course, I won't get much UV there, but I'm putting it right where we're sitting too. Valerie just keeps putting it. Of course, she's a poet, so.
Oh yeah, if we ever get stuck on rhymes, Val's the one to call. So Dean's our fact checker, and Dean and Val are married, and Val is a published poet. She actually gave me the honor of editing one of her books, which I appreciate very much. So yeah, if we ever get stuck, I guess the two of them, they're like our resources for words and tech.
Yeah.
And fact checking.
Yep. All right. So
I think they need team shirts, like Team Mollynogger.
Yeah. I mean, as far as how it goes on and everything it does, it's exactly like 4200 and everything else. But the real test is like, how does it come off and how does it stand up? and I don't know that. All I know is, I watched this guy do it was a company that did a YouTube video, and they literally, it took them 5 years. They they bedded all this stuff. They put it out in the environment for 5 years, and then did a forensics thing on it to see what happened. And this doesn't say UV stable on it, but it was more stable than the
in 4200
than the 4000.
Oh.
The 4000 turned into goo, which gave me a clue of what was going to happen with this. I was like, oh God, I hope that doesn't happen to us.
And then it
absolutely happened to us.
Almost the same time period too. Like it was absolutely fine until about what, like six or 8 months ago. And then it's like, oh my God, what is happening? We noticed we were tracking stuff in the boat. And it's like, what is this white stuff we're tracking? And we finally realized it was right along our threshold, or like the area we have to step on to go inside. And we were just walking it through the boat.
Let's see. He says he needs to do his bottom. He needs a Molly Nugger crew shirt. We keep saying we're going to do that, but we're slackers.
I think we need two different types. I think we need ones that anybody can buy, and then we have to have, and then we need crew shirts that are for the people who have been super supportive of us and given us all sorts of rides and fact checked for us and all that stuff.
That's everybody on here. Schooner farted and sharing a story.
Sounds like a typical Sunday.
Yep. All right, guys, we're gonna head out.
We put Sharon to sleep. That's sad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're not that exciting today.
We're kind of lame. Hey, this is kind of funny though.
Oh, Christina says hoodie, and you don't have the only vote for hoodie, so I think we are gonna do.
Yeah, I think you're right. So this is
because of Canadian.
So this is a bilge pump, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I the only person that's looking at this design and thinking it looks like, I mean, if you just ignore the bottom part of it, it looks like, when I look at it really quickly, I think it's like one of those cheap old ramen containers. It's like the same color scheme and like the same little swirly pattern.
Yeah, like it's faded for me in the cupboard for 10 years.
Yeah. No, I think they're like printed that color, like almost. Like
but like they also spent 3 years in China before it came over here, and then it was on a boat in a shipping container for another year.
And think about that.
Then it sat in your shelf for like 2 years.
Eek.
Yeah. This boat was full of them.
Oh,
when we bought this boat, it was full of that fucking
exactly
container.
That. The little styrofoam ones with the plastic on top, where you just pour the water into it. So
many of them. I was like, no.
And and then you're like, how many years have these been in the boat?
No, thank you.
Well, thanks for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you always being willing to give us lots of feedback as we're trying new things too. We're kind of excited about doing the YouTube part of things just because the quality is so much better. We don't expect we'll have all the connectivity issues that we've had with Facebook. Not sure, but we'll find out as we go along. And it'll open us up to a different audience, to different people being on there and checking us out. But if you haven't already, please take a second and hit like and subscribe. So you hit like, with a thumbs up. Push
is there a like?
I think there is on the video.
I don't know.
Maybe I thought so. But anyway, and the subscribe button. And
what does scissors do? And
then also please hit the little bell, because that will actually give you a notification when we go live. So you'll get a little thing on your phone saying we're live. Go ahead.
Thing with scissors on it. Don't hit the scissors. That sounds bad.
There's
a like thing. I'm gonna like it.
I'm wondering if the scissors are just on like our side, so that we can edit it if we want to.
Probably.
Or something like that. But we appreciate you doing that.
If I say something stupid, I can hit the scissors. Get the scissors.
The more people that subscribe, the more people we can actually let on the lives, because it does 25 people plus all of our subscribers. So you guys help us out by subscribing. We don't do so much that you're going to get notified a million times.
You don't need that many people.
Nah.
All right, cool.
Awesome.
We'll see you guys. You get to see me. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna see what people are saying on Facebook right before we get out. Oh, still the same old. All right, black people. All right, Facebook is shut off, so now we can start our YouTube after dark. All right. See you guys
Behind the scenes.
next week. Oh yeah, it's always an adventure. Oh.